Real estate is more than just houses, it's about people too. The Tamara Cusick team offers an all-inclusive approach, making the home buying and selling process efficient, financially smart, and stress-free for you. From home prep-up to complimentary staging, expert counsel to an experienced and qualified team of professionals, let's chat houses. Visit www.tamara4homes, that's the number 4.com, or call 301-780-4663.
Winsight Media, connecting the food and allied retail industries through research, media, and events. Visit www.winsightmedia.com for more info. We're live? Gentlemen, we are live.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
I'll send you that link in a minute. There it is. Let me get it. Coming our way, fellas. Boom, there it is. Check 1, 2.
What do you got in the search, Steve?
Casey, you should have that link on your text.
Coming through.
Ian Lipschultz is with us. Cecilia, how you doing? Sean Teese, thanks for joining us. Coach O'Neill, we have some folks watching. You should say hello to them.
Hey, everybody. It's almost time to take a TO.
Almost. In about 6 minutes, we go live, guys. Well, we're live now, but we will kick off the show in about 5 or 6 minutes. Go ahead. And over here. Good there? All right.
Sorry, Glenn.
Steve, answer the question.
Huh?
Celtics or Raptors? Who's winning the series?
Oh, man, that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
This is our pre-show
I would have
meeting.
said Celtics, but I worry they screwed up by giving that game up the other day.
Yeah, they did.
Raptors are tough.
I mean,
So before, I think it's 1-7 though. Whoever wins.
was it 2.2? What was on the clock? I can't remember.
It was less than that.
Okay. And I think they defended the way they should, though. I mean, the guy the furthest away from the inbounds got the ball. I mean, you defended. You put Taco on the floor. You put a guy who's 7'7" on the floor to defend the inbound.
NBA playoffs. what was the old commercial? It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
It's old school. It was old school for us.
I love the John Tesh round ball
Yes,
theme music.
the best.
The best.
Chrissy has nightmares about that music. When we got tickets to the 2001 NBA Finals, Lakers versus Sixers, I probably played that all day in the office from sunup till the time we left to go to the game.
I think one year I was so into that song. The years after, like in the workout room too, I put it on like on the thing, and the kids were like,
And
"What
that was
is
John
this?"
Tesh.
Right?
You
I'm
don't
like,
understand. It wasn't just one day.
By the way, a big welcome to Leah Turner is in the building watching Take a TO with, wait a minute, part of this is her name, isn't it?
happy belated birthday.
Yes, September 4th? 3rd. Ooh,
She was
September
third.
3rd.
Claire was the fourth.
Claire, okay.
Claire
all right.
O'Neill, 6 years old on Friday.
That's a big set. That's big.
Yeah.
We're not kindergarten age anymore.
No, she's kindergarten. She just started kindergarten, 6.
Oh, she turned it. That's terrible. She missed it by a few days, right?
Yeah, I mean, she went to school. She celebrated, they sang at school.
Good.
Socially distanced,
Of course.
mask.
So she's gonna be like 25, graduating high school. She's older than everybody else in the
No,
class.
6 is, that's normal.
That's the thing now.
Yeah.
That's the in thing.
I think so. I mean, how old were you when you were in kindergarten?
4.
Really?
My birthday's in November. I turned 5 that year.
That's young.
It is.
That's really young.
Montgomery Knowles Elementary School, right across from Daleview.
Right there.
Yeah.
How about you, Steve? You
I turned late. I'm June.
I thought I
I'm a
was
June
5 or
birthday,
6.
so
I don't know.
I didn't turn 18 until I had already graduated.
I did not turn 18 until I finished my first semester at Howard. I was still 17. I didn't turn until late November, of course.
November.
Can Kyle Lowry leave this team, or does he have to? Because he's got Siakam, he's got Gasol too, right? Gasol stunk it up the other
They
day.
got pieces now,
Yeah.
but he's the heart and soul.
Don't forget, folks, we want you to share this link. We'd like to get a ton of people in on this live. This evening, we are taking your questions once we get going. Debbie, welcome Debbie from Southern Maryland. She is with us, I see. Please share, everybody.
1 minute.
Uh-oh. I gotta share it to my other pages. "24 hours ago, this studio looked a lot different."
It's about that time.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Let's roll.
We're gonna do any pregame stuff? What's our ritual? We gonna chest bump? What we gonna do?
Let's
Give
go.
it to Chrissy too.
Let's go.
All right, let's give 5 seconds of silence and let's go live. It's time to take a TO with coaches Turner and O'Neill. Produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Chrissy. Be sure to listen now at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, or Google Podcasts. Download the app and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill.
It's time to take a TO with coaches Steve Turner and Casey O'Neill. Your new favorite podcast features conversation from the world of high school, college, and pro sports, along with other riveting content. Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast. on Twitter at TurnOnPodcast, or visit www.turnerandoneal.com. Thanks to our partners, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage, the Tamara Cusick Team, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, and Insurance Alliance Group LLC. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, Peace Players International, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, and Collins Funeral Home. Our donors, Justin O'Neill, Winsight Media, and Redwood Investments. Take a TO with Coach Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Chrissy. Now, we welcome you to today's episode as we take a TO with Coaches Turner and O'Neill. Here's your host, Kurtis Cross.
Welcome to week 10 of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. I am Kurtis Cross, your host, and with me as always is Coach Steve Turner and Coach Casey O'Neill. We'd like to thank our partners, Insurance Alliance Group LLC, Healthy Baller, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, the Tamara Cusick Team, and of course, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Today, Take a TO is going to be just a little bit different. No call-in guests, no edits. We are live on Facebook, and DJ Chrissy, our engineer, cannot save us this week because we are live. So if we make any mistakes, Coach, come on. So if we make any mistakes, that's the beauty of going live. Gentlemen, you wanted this episode, and here we are. Thanks to those of you tuning in on Facebook. I see Leah, I see Paula, I see Elizabeth, I see Matt, I see Cecilia, Debbie, Steve. I see a bunch of people there, so thanks to you guys tuning in. Don't forget, please send us your comments and questions in the chat log, and we will do our best to get to them during today's podcast. Fellas, how are we doing this week?
Doing well.
Doing great, Kurtis. Ready to go.
Hold on real quick. You said Chrissy can't save us, but
Can't save you.
But she can ding at the starting five. She can,
Chrissy, where's the ding?
Well, see,
Okay.
doing well.
She can't save you. She can't save you.
By the way, this is my first time ever on Facebook Live. Never done it before.
You have a face for radio, that's why. You don't have a face for
The
Facebook.
Jones are coming early.
Here they go.
We got a long show.
This is started.
Yeah, that's right.
Coach Turner, how you doing, fella?
I'm great.
Chrissy, we got Chrissy laughing over here.
Excited for this episode. Excited to be back here with our crew.
Absolutely.
And bringing it to everybody live today.
We are going live today. You know I'm a numbers guy, so I want to mention that this podcast is averaging 3,300 viewers on YouTube each week over the past 4 episodes. So, gentlemen, thanks for your work in making this podcast a success. Coach, 3,300 per week you're getting.
We are, that progress just each week gets better and better. But we're just getting started. This is only 10 episodes, so let's see those numbers continue to go
We're in
up.
double digits now.
I know, but we're just going to continue to grow.
Wait a minute. Happy birthday, Leah Turner. Happy birthday to Chloe.
Claire.
I always get that wrong.
C's.
Happy birthday to Claire. And happy birthday to Mr. Jared Turner, the Purple Eagle, celebrated yesterday. I heard there was a party on Facebook for his birthday.
Nah, no party on Facebook, but
I mean, the DJ Kurt Cross show.
well, that definitely, and you gave him some nice shout outs. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But just a little dinner down at the Capitol Grill with him and his grandmother and his mom and his girlfriend and myself.
All right, sounds good. Anything on the menu you want to talk about?
Nah.
Just
From last night?
Yeah.
Surf and turf?
I mean, Jared's gonna go down with surf and turf. It was boned in ribeye, lobster tails.
Oh man.
And I think the rest of us had ribeyes and some sauteed spinach, some Brussels sprouts and bacon, and I think his girlfriend had lobster mac and cheese.
Wow.
Man, I had a leftover hamburger after my Facebook Live. That's what I had. And I watched the Lakers
And you
win.
called for it too. You was like, time for a sandwich.
We were grilling while you were on last night. Grilling, we had hot dogs, we had hamburgers, we had chicken. We also had some shrimp. Put some shrimp on the grill last night.
I bet that was good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
If you guys are grilling while watching us tonight, please let us know. We want to know what you're having.
Happy Labor Day.
Let's go to break, Chrissy.
One headline is brought to you by At Peace Players. We use the power of sport to unite, educate, and inspire young people to create a more peaceful world. We offer sport programming, peace education, and leadership development to those living in communities in conflict. We challenge the hate that is driven by fear of our differences. Find out more at www.peaceplayers.org.
Healthy Baller. Become your own success story. At Healthy Baller, our team of specialists is committed to providing injury recovery and strength and conditioning training tailored to individual needs. Watching our clients break barriers fuels our passion for athletic development. Call 844-622-5537 or visit healthyballer.com. All right, we want to say what's up to Rob, Dawn, Alicia, and Greg. We see a bunch of you guys out there watching us on Facebook Live. Don't forget, add your questions to the chat feed. We will get to them later. Now we're on to one headline. Gentlemen, the NFL kicks off this Thursday. What will it look like? Is the NFL prepared for no fans, possible exposure to the coronavirus, and the travel-associated issues? Among the changes the NFL has instituted, home and away teams are prohibited from post-game interactions within 6 feet of one another. That covers handshakes, as well as the relatively new tradition of players signing and exchanging jerseys for their personal collections. Now, we know the NFL does not have a bubble. There's not a quarantine protocol that I know of in effect. So how do you believe this will play out, gentlemen?
I mean, they're still lining up a foot apart and,
But they can't shake hands 6 feet apart.
And tackling. And, look, there's always a couple extracurriculars. And, it piles up on each other and that going on. I will say this.
Sweat and everything else, right?
The whole model is similar to what baseball's doing, so you're going to have cases, things are going to get messed up. Look, I think the general public, for those people that like to bet, is the fantasy football aspect of it as well, is going to be very interesting to have to follow each week, each team, your players. Forget injuries, are they tested
Right.
positive that week, or do they have to quarantine? I will be honest, though, I love all sports. I'm kind of fired up to see some football. Some actual live football.
Coach Turner.
I'm concerned. I feel like they're going to end up being shut down a couple times because someone's going to contract it. There's no bubble. The bubble is shown to be the way to make this happen. I'm concerned. I hope it goes off. I'm like Casey. I'd love to see some football back out here. It was neat to see a couple of college football games that went on the last couple days. But I'm concerned no bubble leads to some stoppage.
All right. Mr. Stephen Jones says he just finished grilling some chicken. Mr. Jones, good for you. And I must say, I believe this might be the first time my mother is hearing the podcast. Hello, Mama Cross. She is out there. Let's do it. Starting 5. Oh boy. Don't start, Casey.
Starting 5 is brought to you by
Take a T.O. with Turner and O'Neill. We'd like to thank our friends of the program. Richard Butts Jr., Gene and Clarinda Carter, Sean Clifton, Paula Cross, Justin O'Neill, Susan and Brendan O'Neill Sr., Amy O'Neill Richard, Damian and Brooke Stevenson, Marcus Taylor. If you'd like to become a friend of the program, go to www.turnerando'neill.com and click Friends of the Podcast.
A Squared is the go-to source for home and office network and audio-visual solutions. They will link technology to your lifestyle seamlessly. Visit homeandofficesolutions.com for more info.
Real estate is more than just houses. It's about people, too. The Tamara Cusick team offers an all-inclusive approach, making the home buying and selling process efficient, financially smart, and stress-free for you. From home prep-up to complimentary staging, expert counsel to an experienced and qualified team of professionals, let's chat houses. Visit www.tamaraforhomes, that's the number 4.com, or call 301-780-4663. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to welcome Casey O'Neill is watching on Facebook.
That's
and
right.
He's also here in the studio.
I see a few funny comments coming through.
I do. They want a push-up contest during the breaks.
Let's go.
All right, who's going first? All right. Chrissy versus Steve, and me versus little brother over there.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the starting 5. 5 questions, 30 seconds each. Neither coach has seen these questions. They will each get their 30 seconds to answer the questions. If they go over their time, Chrissy, what do they get? That usually happens with Coach Casey. Steve Turner doesn't often go over, if at all, but it's Coach Casey who is
wants to be thorough,
the guilty one. Let's start with Coach Turner. We'll start with an easy one. Camping or glamping? I mean, are you pitching a tent and you're fishing out of the creek and cooking outside? Or are you getting cable and internet and AC and heat and a nice warm bed, but still in a cabin in the woods?
In a perfect world, let me find the in between.
Okay.
But I'm a camp. If I'm gonna go camping, I'm camping.
All right. If you're going to camp, you're going to camp. Coach O'Neill.
Camping, absolutely. But the comment that came through there from Mr. Draley, I believe, about the push-up contest. When we go camping, that's usually a family we camp with. It becomes glamping. The food,
Chris,
TV out there. No, it's
seconds?
like 15. They just want to see me get dinged
I
on
just want to
this.
see you get dinged. That's all.
Camping.
All right, Coach O'Neill, coming back to you. IHOP, Cracker Barrel, or the original Pancake House? Where are you getting your pancakes?
IHOP, Cracker Barrel. What was the last one?
Or the original Pancake House?
Cracker Barrel, probably.
You don't need any syrup on Cracker Barrel pancakes. That's the thing.
It's Cracker Barrel, and then they play that little game when you're sitting there waiting for food. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they're like little
With the
golf
sticks?
tees. Yeah. Try to get down a 2 or 1.
Coach Turner, IHOP, Cracker Barrel, or the original Pancake House?
I'm going original Pancake House.
All right. Tell us why.
I just like their pancakes. I like them.
It's in the name.
I like them better than the other two, and not that I don't like the other two for other things, but
All right.
I would say the original Pancake House.
I've never had a Dutch baby. People rave about a Dutch baby. I have no idea what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
All right. Number 3, coming right here. You're going to win the championship. Do you want to hit the home run, score the winning goal, the winning touchdown, or the winning basket for that championship? What would be more exhilarating?
The winning goal.
The winning goal.
In soccer, there's not a lot of scoring going on in those games.
Right.
So if you're playing in the championship and your goal is the one to win it all, more gratifying.
All right. So World Cup, you're going to go ahead and
World Cup, I'm banging one in from 40 feet.
from 40 feet. You're going to put a little arc on, a little curve on it?
Bend them like Beckham, baby.
Bend them like Beckham. Coach
But
O'Neill.
in that goal could be a lacrosse goal, it could be a hockey goal. I'm going with the home run.
You want to hit that home. You want to walk it off.
Yeah, walk it off, and then it's kind of, you get to embrace that moment as you're rounding the bases, and then see your crew waiting for you at home plate. Nice celebration.
You want to be Mr.
Jump in.
October.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, home run.
All right, I'm coming back to you, sir.
You.
Coach O'Neill. Which concert would you want to go to, all things being equal? Some of these people are no longer alive. Women versus men. Do you want to see Beyonce, Janet Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Adele? Or do you want to see Prince, Bruno Mars, Drake, and Jay-Z?
Ooh.
And you can thank Chelsea and Adam for this one.
We had a question about Prince a couple weeks ago.
We did, versus Michael Jackson.
I would have loved to see Prince in concert. So if Prince is the headliner, right there. No offense to those incredible women you just mentioned, but Prince and the
You
rest of
turned
the
down
boys.
Beyonce, Janet Jackson, Whitney, and Adele.
And yeah, I could take my girls to one of those concerts, but Prince, I think Prince would be amazing.
Coach Turner.
That's the easy one for me.
Really?
Yeah, because most of the men you named I've seen live.
Okay.
So I'm going with the women on this one.
All right. You want to see Beyonce, Janet, Whitney, and Adele. And I know you're a Drake fan.
Definitely,
I know you're a
definitely
Drake
a Drake fan, and he's one I haven't seen live yet.
Nor have I.
But I've seen the rest of them live, and I would go with the women on this one.
All right.
All right.
We're going to go back to you, Coach Turner. Better sports moment. The Stephon Diggs playoff catch. You remember that one?
Yes.
And I got a story about that. Or Kawhi's Game 7 winner versus Philly. I'll tell the story while you wait. I'm going to buy you some time. We are in Minnesota at the Target Center, Adam and I. You don't get to ding him. His time didn't start. We're at the Target Center while that game is playing. Adam is like, I want to watch the last play of the Vikings game. I'm like, dude, let's just get to our seats. They're down. They're not going to win. He's like, no, I want to watch the last play because we're walking on the concourse. David Vanderpool and Dame Lillard are sitting down on the bench just waiting for a game time. And damn it, if Stephon Diggs didn't catch that ball and go all the way up the sidelines, and Vanderpool and Lillard were going crazy. It was like pregame shoot around. So which one is the better sports moment?
I'm going with Diggs for a couple reasons. One, it was neat to see him get emotional
Right.
afterwards. But he's a hometown guy.
Sure is.
Certainly wasn't fun what he did to us on Asst when he was at council. But I got to go with the hometown hero.
And he's going to Buffalo now. He's a Buffalo Bill.
Same thing. Same play for those reasons too. Good counsel, hometown. Those DBs made a very bad approach on that. I don't know how you let that happen. and who threw it? He was with the Redskins Washington football team last year.
Was that Cousins?
No, it wasn't Cousins. Wasn't there yet.
It wasn't Manziel?
No. But that play is harder to make. I mean, you see game-winning baskets all the time. Football, those plays, very rare.
So there you go. And is this the first time in weeks he didn't get dinged?
I think it is.
Well, he shows up for Facebook Live, apparently.
The 2-minute setup for the question. I mean,
Wow, okay. And that is our starting five. The starting five.
Connect with us socially on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, on YouTube. Just search Turner and O'Neill, then subscribe. And of course, you can visit our website at www.turnerando'neill.com. Be sure to listen now at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, or Google Podcasts. Download the app and subscribe to the podcast. Don't miss an episode of Take It to You with Turner and O'Neill.
Ray Cruz. Take advantage of historically low mortgage rates for your first, next, or refinanced mortgage. Ray believes home mortgages should be about relationships. With rates as low as 2.875, you can save on your monthly mortgage or choose to cut years off of your mortgage, saving tens of thousands. To learn more about your options, call Ray Cruz at 301-761-2278 or apply online at raypcruz.com. All right, gotta show some love. One of our former guests, Megan Hare, is watching, and of course, a big warm welcome to Clarinda Carter is in the building watching Take It to You with Turner and O'Neill live. Let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to get to a conversation that Coach Turner really wanted to have right here live on the podcast. This conversation is about his weight loss journey, and he wanted to take us on this journey. I believe about a month or a bit more ago, Steve, you posted a video on Facebook where you addressed this journey, how it had gotten away from you. You highlighted health and your responsibility to be here for those you love and those who love you. Why is it important for you to take us on this journey?
I'd say the biggest thing is hopefully having the opportunity to talk about this live and put it out there again to inspire others. And certainly to help myself get back to where I need to be. But most importantly, I feel like my life's journey has become trying to help others, always trying to inspire those who need maybe a little push.
All right, and I can appreciate that. Explain how you believe, what you believe about our connection and relationship with food and where that gets us and where that takes us.
It's weird that you ask that, and I say that in that this hasn't been about a relationship with food for me. I think food ends up becoming somewhat of a cause and effect to a certain degree, and certainly it becomes, or at times has become, a crutch. But it's not something that I can tell you that I've looked to lean onto. Certainly getting out of shape wasn't caused by eating. It was more caused by a couple of injuries. Okay. When I first got to Gonzaga, and I was still playing with our players. I was still playing in adult leagues for sports. I was playing soccer. I was playing men's softball. I was playing in basketball leagues. And food wasn't the problem. Okay. I think, there's no thinking. I know what becomes the cause of being in the situation that I'm in and have been in and gotten out of and now fighting to get back out of again has been the stresses of the world. Your concerns for so much. I think in a world that we live in, we've talked about this a little before, is that as a man, you're always expected to be this strong individual. Right. And when I look at things that have caused me to, when I finally realized what the cause of it was, I look at myself as like a fixer in nature. Like I don't care what it is. If it's fixing my kid's life, if it's fixing my wife's life, if it's fixing my own life, if it's fixing my players' lives or people around me. Like I feel like as a person, I'm a fixer in nature. So when you take on everybody's stuff,
Right.
you forget about yourself. And I find that is what happens. And that means not eating right, taking a shortcut because of a late night. Like, people say, oh, you coach sports, it's probably hard as a coach. No, it's not. I took off 100 pounds doing this while coaching, like in the heart of it all.
Yeah, but you made a lot of sacrifices. I saw that every day when you did lose that 100, which were very difficult. I mean, I was extremely impressed to watch you go through that in terms of, hey, you want to grab a beer? Like, can't do it, or you want to try this or that.
But they were things, those are things that when I went through it, I realized like, I don't need them. Like, I don't have to have that to feel good.
Right.
They end up becoming like, a feel good in a moment versus a feel good for life. And when I was going through that journey the first time, it wasn't hard to make those sacrifices once I got through those first couple of weeks.
Right.
Because I felt like, all right, this is just a lifestyle. And the other thing I did is I let go of some stuff. Like there were some challenging things that were hard for me to let go of. Worrying about my own kids. I remember at that time, I'm concerned with my oldest son, who was going through some things. I'm worried about my youngest son, just getting into Gonzaga. Like I'm sitting there and everyone saying, oh, you're the coach of Gonzaga. There's no way they're not gonna let your kid in. And I'm saying every day I'm finding myself on a computer, checking his grades, making sure he's turned this in. And because I've seen it. I've seen other families who people might have assumed were gonna get into Gonzaga and not get in. So I was never gonna leave that on the table to say, oh, just because I'm the basketball coach at Gonzaga, my child was getting in. But those things are stressors, and they start eating you up. And what you end up doing is eating crap, drinking crap, and putting stuff in your body that your body doesn't want in there.
You made a great point about what you did for others, and then you're kind of forgetting about yourself, right? And so the desire to make a true change starts with oneself. I know I've said that a few times on this, but certainly going into this conversation tonight, I know we got a ways to go, but just want to say thanks for opening up like this, putting a spotlight on yourself. And as we said before this can go to so many different people in terms of, people our age, younger kids, teenagers, athletes, because everybody gets so consumed in so many other things that they forget to take that time to really like shine that flashlight back on themselves and say, okay, do I have the healthy habits? How stressed am I really? Am I so consumed with school or sports or this that I'm not really getting enough sleep and doing the things I need to do? So I think this conversation opens up a huge, huge window for a lot of folks. So,
and if your cup is half empty all the time, what are you operating from? And I think Chrissy mentioned it in 6.5, the cup is refillable. And we have to make sure, and we're all behind you, let's make sure that we say that early and often. I hope I've supported you or given you words to support you, but there are going to be 3,000 people who are going to watch this Facebook Live or on YouTube, and we all will be right here. Steve, you've been there for 1 million people. And so you don't have to, plead with anybody to be there for you. I understand the struggle. I'm heavier than I want to be. So what did I do? I sent you something and said, maybe I can get out and take some walks too. If I have to come out there and walk with you, I will do it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So your cup has to be, you have to refill that cup as well. Did I interrupt?
No, I mean, I laugh because it's, you think back to the start of this. If you remember, Curtis, I sent you a picture because I was embarrassed. I mean, personally, I was embarrassed. The picture that you were originally going to use,
right?
For our
the promos,
kind of like our promos and our headshots. It was me probably at one of my heaviest, and I hate it. Like I'm not a vain person, so it's not all about how I look. I mean, well, thank you. I think that myself.
When you're shaved,
but in this world we're put in, especially in some of the positions that we have, we're put in place to have certain images. It goes to what a lot of what we're watching going on in the world today.
Absolutely.
And you know, I look at sometimes with me, one, I love where I'm at. I love where I coach. I love the kids that I have an opportunity to impact every single day. I've been doing it there for 22 years. Not that I'm looking, but I also times have to wonder, does my image take away opportunities that could have been afforded to me because of people who are shallow, like very shallow? I mean, I've talked to recently, I'm not gonna lie about it, I've talked recently to an agent. And he said, hey, I saw you're losing weight. Could be a good thing if you ever had to make a change. Like, that's what people think versus what your credentials bring to the table. It's why you have people bitching and moaning over the last week. Steve Nash, he never coached a game. Why is he getting a shot? Why are all these other black coaches being looked over? It's
Appearance part of it.
Appearance is a part of it.
Look at people's Facebook pages. I mean, you're not going to post unless it's like something to make fun of somebody. But you're going to post your best Instagram picture. You're going to post, where everybody's smiling. But let me edit that. Let me look at that. I mean, that is.
But
all
Casey, I was at a point in my life prior to where it was like, make sure you take the shot half, chest up. It's not comfortable having to say that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let me tell you something, Coach. We're getting some love on the Facebook page right now. Refill that self-care cup. That's Leah Turner. Nicole, thanks for speaking your truth. You are my role model, and I thank God for you every day. I've got your back and will support you. You're not alone, Coach. You're not alone. There's going to be a bunch of this coming in. Steve Turner, one of the greatest athletes as a kid. I have zero doubt he will crush this challenge to lose weight. They're out there. And all I got to do is keep scrolling. I can keep scrolling.
Yeah, the love is unbelievable because it's everybody. These people know the true you. I know the true you, and I've been working with you for 15 years now. Across the offices there, and one of the questions, Steve, I wanted to bring up because we've had uncomfortable conversations on this podcast that quite frankly, are sometimes a little bit newer to me, and which way am I going to navigate it? But I think the weight journey with you over the years, if we're going to grab a bite to eat or we're going to do something, navigate me through like what is comfortable for a friend or a colleague. So when I work with you every day, that motivates you. Like, what would you want to hear each day? Or what is the without offending, you know what I mean? Because if you said something to me, I'd be like, why would Steve say that? But now that we're opening this up, like, I want to be there because I'm there every day. Joe's there every day. We're all there with you,
Like, I would tell people that there's nothing you can ask me that would offend me.
Right.
Like, if you genuinely give two craps about me,
right,
call it to the table. Pull me to the weight room.
right,
Take a lunch break with me and take a walk.
yeah.
Just continue to ask how you doing.
And that's one of the things where I regret over the years. Like, you see me go out and work out with the guys sometimes, and you're busy as hell. But I'm like, I should just have Steve come with me. Let's just go. You know what I mean? But opening up like this and shining it on yourself, like, now we know we got this future to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Where I feel comfortable talking about it, or you opening up. So I just, you never want to offend somebody or catch it the
I don't
wrong.
think you can ever offend a person that you care about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would say. I think you're probably, not that you are, but I think that if you have a genuine care about a person, or you're concerned with them, you have that conversation with them. Like, and not be afraid of it. Not be afraid of being turned down.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that at the end of the day, you did your part to reach out because you're concerned.
Yeah.
Or you're worried about a person. I don't think there's ever a way to offend anybody by checking in.
Yeah.
Like, checking in, making sure that they're doing the right things. it's no different than if we're a coach.
Sure.
If I see my guy shooting the ball the wrong way, I got to say something to him. You know, Casey, you see a guy who's you know he's defending and he's opening the gate to let his guy rip down the gut to take a shot at your goalie point blank. You're gonna correct it,
right.
or at least question it.
Right.
So I think when you care about people and you have a genuine concern about folks, you owe it to them to ask them.
Yeah.
Coach, I can't read all these comments. I'll read you a few.
Let's go.
But I can't read them all. Coach, I've seen you go through this journey the first go round, and I was so proud of you and still am. My mom has asked about you, the journey as well, and she is even thrilled with what you have done. As you can see in the chat, you're a role model to all of us, even to me. I have never been an athlete, but I see your journey, and it inspires me on my own journey with powerlifting for not only the present, but being a role model like you to my kids one day. That is Jay Jones. You've got people out here, Coach. I'm going to tell you, someone said, I've seen your journey, and you want to do right by so many people, and it takes a toll on you. They get it. We get it, and life happens. We know life happens, but we also know what you tell the people. The name of this episode is going to be what?
Fall down, get back up.
So when you fall down, that part's okay, because none of us is perfect. We don't profess to be perfect. We don't necessarily seek perfection, but we all know the cliche terms. It's how you bounce back.
Right.
It's how you bounce back. One of your players misses a free throw and thinks that he's the reason why you lost that game. I mentioned a scenario like that to you the other day. You said, no, that player also helped us get to that point.
Right.
You know, without that player, we're not sitting there trying to make that free throw. So without you, this podcast doesn't happen. And you understand that your future health depends on the choices we make today. Your future health will thank you for what you're doing today. And more than any basketball game, more than any soccer game you played in, any basketball game you coached, your health journey is one where you're not going to have any adversaries. There's no one on the other side of the court ready to beat you. We're all going to be here on your side, and we're going to take this walk. And everyone who watches or listens will take this walk with us during this podcast, because a year from now, we're going to hold you accountable.
All right. I hope so.
I'm going to drive up Georgia Avenue, and I'm going to come over there, and I'll put some tunes in your headphones, but we can take the walk. And I really will do that. You know where I live, so there you go. And Casey knows where you live. All of us are here for you. Your mother says it right here, that it takes an incredible person of courage to have this conversation.
Amen.
And we understand that. We absolutely understand it. I can't find it. So much love. This is not for mom. So much love and respect for my brother. Not many people I look up to past my dad. Believe that you were built for this, and we got your back 100. Who would you think that is?
I don't know.
A gentleman that I congratulated on his new job yesterday.
Oh man, Jason.
Jason Campbell. He's all, we're going to be there for you too, Jason, because you have a journey you're taking right now. We love that journey for you. But these are, Steve, you know the kind of love that's out there. Chrissy, take us to break. Become a friend of the program. Friendship level contributions start at just $25. Each contribution helps to fuel Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. To find out more or make your contribution, go to www.turnerandoneil.com and click Friends of the Podcast. Since 1939, the Collins family has served families of Montgomery County and Greater Washington with dignified professional service in their time of need. We continue the same family tradition today at our funeral home located just off the Beltway in Silver Spring, Maryland. Our family of experienced funeral directors stand ready to assist you around the clock 365 days a year. Whether you wish to pre-plan or you have experienced a loss, please contact us to discuss how we can assist you at your time of need. Call 301-593-9500 or visit collinsfuneralhome.com.
Insurance Alliance Group manages the gap between damage appraisal estimates from your insurance company and what you are rightfully owed based on your policy. They work on behalf of policyholders with claim assistance and disputes to maximize claims. Insurance Alliance Group serves as professional advisors and trusted advocates. The Insurance Alliance Group handles business and home property loss. Visit us at insurancealliancegroup.com or call 866-574-4777. 7-3.
What you are saying, Coach, speaks to so many. Thank you for this conversation. That's from your girl, Paula. What else do we have? Steve, your motto should be Return of the Mac. Nothing but love for you, cousin. Walking this journey with you. Always had your back from day one. Champ, even from a distance, we can hold each other accountable. Let's get it. Thanks to everyone watching on Facebook Live. I gotta believe the first half of the show so far has gone well. Don't know how long we're gonna go, but I nominate that we do this again. This is a bunch of fun so far. All right? Coach, or for those listening and you're connected to Coach Turner through social media, you'll see that he documents his efforts, getting exercise, getting in shape, losing the weight. For those unfamiliar, Coach, please tell us what your regimen includes, how you're holding yourself accountable. What is your daily like as you take this journey?
Well, I mean, it's been a slower journey than the first time. The first time I dived all the way in, and I'd say this time I'm almost all the way in.
All right.
And I will be all the way in. But that journey, was brought to because I had a doctor basically tell me like, oh, you should go and have the surgery.
Okay.
And for me, I still look at myself as the kid who's, in high school playing 3 sports, playing on, in a season playing on 2 or 3 different teams at a time, and that challenged me, and so I basically made it my vow to shut him up, and I blessed to have the wife that I have who challenged me to go and try something that I hadn't tried before, and it kind of had been brought to me by a good friend of mine's wife, who's also a good friend of mine as well, Jackie Martin, who went to Blair with us, and it was to try this program called Ideal Protein, and how it looks and what it looks like is, supplemental meals throughout the day, and still being able to have a live protein and veggies all day long. And what people want to know is that of the 100 pounds I lost the last time, I'm gonna say about 90 of it, I never exercised. It was strictly diet.
Right.
Like, I don't care what anybody tells you. And sorry to all the gyms out there, don't be pissed off at me, but I'm gonna tell like it is.
Tell it, Coach.
You don't go to the gym to lose weight. You go to the gym to tone and sculpture and put on muscle and define the body the way that you want it to be defined. To lose weight, you must take out sugars and carbs out of your diet.
Yeah.
And that's all I did. And that's all I did to lose 90 plus pounds. And then at that point, I felt like it was time for me I wanted to add exercise. I was walking every single day. I was going to, thanks to one of our sponsors, Healthy Baller, I was going to Healthy Baller and working out to help try to sculpt and change my body. And I know what happened. I got to a point where I was comfortable. And we all do this. I don't care what you do in life. You get comfortable, you get lazy.
Right.
It went from every day having the things that you need prepared to not preparing, and then all right, I'm just gonna go do this today. Then I'm doing this again today.
And what does today turn into?
And back to putting on the weight.
Yeah.
And so it's consistency and belief in, I like to say, I'm sure we've all heard it, my body's my temple. And right now, that's what's important. So I got to take care of my body so that I can be here for those who care about me, and those that I know I need to be around for every single day.
How do you feel about folks we mentioned before about the right way to keep you accountable, right? Or does that start from within? I mean, what would you want, whether it's family?
It definitely starts from
Even
within.
coach work with.
I'm sorry, Coach.
Go ahead.
It definitely starts from within. You can't do it for yourself just by everybody else wanting it for you. Like you have to.
Right.
You have to want it for yourself. It's no different than we talk about with kids who talk about, hey, maybe I'm only being recruited as a Division III player, and I want to be a Division I player. Okay, well, what are you going to do to make those dreams come true? You got to take care of yourself and do the extra work. And for me, it's time to dive back in and do the extra work.
Sure.
And what people can do is, it's simple, really. It's the check-in.
Just check in.
Man, just check in. How's it going today?
Right.
What'd you have today? What you having for lunch? I mean, my lunches aren't that boring, man. You know, it's a couple cups of vegetables, usually a protein shake or supplemental shake is what I would call it. A big, huge salad. I mean, the typical things. It's just not that steak and cheese. You know, it's not going down and getting, you know, Miss Gloria's good steak and cheese off the grill. Those good burgers off the grill.
I know.
Down at I Street, guys, that is. So it's just making a change that is made for what I need to do to have my body and have myself healthy to be able to continue to do the things that I love.
What I love about this podcast so far in 10 episodes is the uncomfortable conversations, you being as brave as you are tonight. But I think it's so important what you just mentioned about checking in. And how many times have we said this on the podcast that, especially during the quarantine and pandemic, with young kids, right? Their total norm has been ripped away. They're home. They're not doing as much. Is checking in.
Yeah.
Is continuing to check in. And I'll even go further in saying that, you know, we're talking with the weight loss journey, but people who struggle with any part of appearance, right? The way they look. Some people, you know, the way they act, the depression. This just opens the door for so many good things for young folks to hear a ridiculously successful coach like yourself be open, be honest, be able to put yourself out there, and then hopefully these young people that might have other issues. And I've told you before. I mean, I've always looked at myself, and that's why I'm up in that gym all the time, because I'm freaking out. Like, what if I gain too much weight? Or what if I'm not there? Or what if I'm not as strong as the kids think I should be? And again, it's totally different than the weight loss, but I started to do unhealthy things to stay at the weight that I'm at, like not eating right, not eating until later in the day.
Right.
You know, so there's different ways it can go, but just the fact that you're putting yourself out there opens that door for people to check in, and opens the door for people with other maybe issues they have with their body.
Well, I mean, the reason one was to do this, and you know, I asked you guys to allow this to be the first live was purposeful for many reasons. One, get myself right, hold myself accountable, but again, it's to inspire. I hope that there's somebody out there that's hearing this, and it doesn't have to be weight loss. It could be something to deal with mental health. It could be, you know, just afraid to make that step in you know, something that could be big in their lives. It could be as simple as
addictions, you know,
or you know, wanting to get back to college. I don't care what it is. My hope is that folks hear this today and realize that they can be whoever they want to be, and all it takes is being able to pick yourself up. Like, you know, pick yourself up and do what it is that you want, and trust and believe in yourself, because there's nobody on the face of this earth that can make you do the things that you need to do for yourself better than you.
You know, we've talked about it before. I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast, but you and I have certainly had the conversation. Are we talking we'll do it one day, or are we talking day one? Same two words, but what you just spoke to, I think, is we can have this idea about one day, or if we're falling down and picking ourselves back up, or today could be day one. And this is not strictly about weight loss. This is about everything you guys have said. This is about the person who doesn't think they're good enough, or they're not smart enough, or they're not beautiful enough, or just maybe if I could do this, these people would like me more, or those people would like me more. And, you know, I think it speaks to where we are, as you said, during this pandemic, what some people may struggle with or what have you. But Steve is brave to be here today and speak his truth. That's 2 episodes ago, right? Speak your truth.
Yes.
And we appreciate you doing that. I keep forgetting to mention, if you have questions, folks, you're on the Facebook Live, please type those questions into the feed. Coach Turner is open to questions. He has told me multiple times, nothing is off the table. So you can't ask for his basketball secrets and all that stuff. Within the content of the podcast today, nothing is off the table. Coach, I do want to tell you, a true and classy champion on and off the court. One of the guys I learned the most from at Gonzaga. I'm right here with you, Coach. Steve T, fast as lightning on the soccer field. Love you, brother. I'm getting so much stuff and it keeps scrolling through. Coach O'Neill, what you
Well,
got?
I was just going back to what we do, which is coach young people. And I think, again, you putting this out there, those kids deal with, some of them deal with weight, some of them deal with maybe not being as strong in the classroom. So they feel like, you know, they're always behind. They struggle with depression. They might struggle with their parents at home. Athletes all the time need to be in this shape. They need to look this way. I've got to look this way on Instagram or on Twitter or on Snapchat. So these kids are going through that, but nobody's really talking about, clearly they have guidance counselors and things and coaches who are positive role models. But when you're talking about weight loss, treating your bodies right, like we don't talk about it enough, right? Do the right thing, do this, do that, train, be fast, jump high, you know, shoot the ball hard. But for the kids at this age to hear that, it's just so vital. It's just so important. And for them, you give them a window inside who you are, they're gonna slowly but surely like just love you more for that. I mean, they always do. They've loved you forever. But
I think 2017 WCAC champions, a part of that was that I didn't tell the kids that I was, you know, I remember saying, all right, what are we gonna do? What can we do to make this team be the best it can be? And a part of it was me changing me. I said I had to change me. Yeah, I had to do something different than come up with a slogan, come up with rah-rah cheer to
jingle
to get us through. I said I'm gonna be the change, and I talked to a couple of the coaches about it. I'm gonna be the change, but I'm not gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And I still remember we played in this unbelievable event in Chicago, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I like breakfast food. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can eat breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I like breakfast food.
Yes, sir.
This tournament has unbelievable brunch for their day where they bring all the teams together and bring in, you know, guest speakers and kind of pump and promote what the event is for. And I remember Miles Dredd, current player at Penn State, he sees me at the table. He just gotten his plate, and he sees me with this shake, and he kind of looks at me like, "Come on, coach! Like what you waiting
look
on?
at the spread.
Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "This is it." And that's kind of where it started. I think where the kids started learning about, all right, coaches got something going on pretty serious, and it kind of went through the season. I know there were things that happened during that time for me. My energy levels were skyrocketing through the roof. I think my tolerance for certain things were even better. The mental change, it was a lot of things. Sleeping better, and people will go back and ask me like, what was it about 2017? And it's the first time that I can say it was me. Like, I'm certainly gonna say the kids did what they did on the court, and they won. But it was me doing some of what I asked those guys to do daily.
Right.
Trust, make changes, do the right thing. And I know in my own way, that was my way of contributing to my team for them to be able to have another championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking weight loss. We're talking Coach Turner's journey. He wants to share that with us live on Facebook. I do have a question. Coach, I noticed every single day that you have been out and about on a walk, whether it is a mile or 2 a day, which is awesome. What are your goals in the short and long term, and how do you plan on getting there? That question comes from Jay Jones.
Jay, Double J, my guy. Thanks for asking that question. The simple of it, Jay, is taking it one day at a time. You know, the walks really aren't about me losing weight.
It's mental, right? Just clear your mind.
That's all about clearing my mind. There's nothing to losing this weight that's going to be exercised in this moment. The key is right now diving back into the pool all the way in to get fully wet and to make sure that I hold myself accountable to the things that I got to do within what I'm doing it under the program I'm doing it under, and that's Ideal Protein. And that's, for me, it's simple. It's a shake in the morning, a couple of supplemental pills, shake at lunch, with a nice big salad or some couple cups of veggies. That in between snack, which is usually for me, I usually go right back to a shake. You know, and then at dinner, it's a 8-ounce live protein with a couple cups of veggies, and usually at night, if I feel like I need a snack, they've got these pretty incredible bars that if I gave to any one of you right now, you wouldn't know that it was a dietary product.
Right.
So I'm not really like a big snack sweets guy, but it is the one thing that I always say, like, if I stay in my routine and I do the things that are told of me, good things happen. Last time I did good things happen, 100 pounds off. But Jay, this promise this time is, it's 100 pounds comes off, it's never coming back on again. And I can't allow myself to keep going up and down this roller coaster that brings so many bumps along the way that are not fun, that are harmful in so many ways, because I need to be here for a lot of people. I know that. I own that. And that's just, I think that's the best way I can answer that for you, Jay.
You know, Steve, being a coach for so many years, you touch so many lives. Don't let it be said that coaches are not educators. You walk the same path that teachers walk. Teachers, they may have 25 or 30 in the classroom. People say, well, he's got 11 on his team. No, you've got managers. We've talked about that before. And there are people who are watching. There are people who you're inspiring. Forget today's podcast. When you're a coach, when you're a mentor on I Street, outside of the 84 by 50, there are people watching who you're going to inspire, who you won't even meet. So, yeah, there are a lot of people who need you to be there. You've inspired me. You know how you've done that. I'm not talking about the support pieces that we talked about 2 months ago. I'm talking about in jobs that I've gotten as a coach, I will call this guy a day or two before. I don't try to wait till the last minute. And he'll say, look, Kurtis, this is what you need to do. Go in there, set this up. I'll call him 2 weeks before I have an interview when I used to coach. And he told me to put my book together. He told me what to do. Then sometimes he'll call me the morning of and say, all right, coach, I found out a couple things about the interview you're about to go into. This is what you need to know. But these are just things that you do when your cup was becoming half empty. When you're what did you say you are? You look out for people. You're
I'm a fixer.
You're a fixer, right? So you've done that for me. This is the first time I put those two things together. So I thought it was special. So it's not just me. You're just a fixer for everybody.
I try to be. And probably, sometimes it comes at a detriment of myself. I just got to figure out the balance.
Right. Because you're not going to stop being a fixer.
No way.
We know that you're not going to stop doing that. We know that you care about people. You care about their success. Certainly you care about your own success. And now we want you to, I think all of us who are watching, all of us who you've been a fixer for would say, you know what, take a step or two back off of helping me. Let us help you. Because at what point do you realize that? At what point do you realize that it doesn't have to be you? We're here for you too. I said that 3 or 4 times here. It's not you on your own. Steve doesn't have to fix this on his own. But we'll call in. Guys, you need to check in on it. Let's do it. We're all here. Go ahead. You have something to say.
I think the battle has been, and it's funny because I'm thinking this as you're saying what you're saying, Kurtis, is that, and I hear this about other people. I've heard other people say this, and I think this is the first time I'm realizing it. Maybe this is something I've never really thought of in all this. I don't know that I deserve it. Like, it's hard. That's hard. Like, there's times where you just say like, and it's weird because you so want to give it to everybody else, but when it's being turned back to you, you sit there and you feel like, man, do I really deserve this? Like, why me?
You're not alone in that aspect at all, because I've personally felt that way, with all the blessings and the good things that have happened in my life, even though I've messed up many, many times. But that's a good question to ask. But look, the most common phrase in the Bible, I know you became Catholic recently, right? 2 years ago?
2 years.
Is you are not alone. And no matter what, like, rejoice in that love, rejoice in that. Maybe you feel like you don't deserve it, but like, you are forgiven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are, you've earned it, you deserve it. And while it feels uncomfortable because you're so used to just giving to others. I mean, those walks that you take, that's the time to kind of restore yourself, check in, and just know that it's okay and that you're not alone, and that it is that all this love that we're hearing tonight and that you know is around you is very warranted. It is extremely warranted. And so I know that's hard because I didn't mean to interrupt you, but as soon as you said that, I think about that every single day. But man, rejoice in that forgiveness, and forgive yourself, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we go back to, it's about you, right? It's your journey. So just think about those things, and you're just not alone. You're not alone.
So you hear about others and all that. Why are you not worthy? We're all, you absolutely are. No, I don't want to hear all that. Don't be your biggest critic and do all that stuff. Why wouldn't you be? You are put here on this earth for a reason. You serve that purpose every day. And part of that, obviously, is recognizing that, you can help and be helped. You can be vulnerable. You can be vulnerable and know that, you know what? You listen to Jackie, right? You listen to Jackie, and she mentioned some things to you. That was you being worthy of that help. It doesn't. You don't get to share, or you don't get to steal all of the fix everything yourself. We get to help too. We get to help too, and that's exactly what we'll do.
But I think I don't know what it is.
And I get it.
I think that's that little ego maybe that sits on the shoulder sometimes.
Right.
Or in what we do, the pressure cooker that we're in as coaches.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much pressure put on us from within. Like, for me, it's not the pressure that DeMath or St. John's or
Fans in the stands, right?
Fans in the stands or the team we're playing up
It's
against.
you. It's you against yourself.
It's sometimes the pressure from within your own team. And that is sometimes their lack of trust. Like, a parent comes to me and says, hey, I'm trusting my kid into you. And then the first bump in the road,
Right.
it's like all hell's broken loose. That, I think, is the part sometimes that makes you feel like you're not worthy, because then you're so fixated on trying to make it right for this individual kid.
And maybe second guessing, you're like, did I mess this up?
Right,
Is
right.
this my fault?
No doubt, which leads to those stressors
In other areas. Yes.
areas, and it combats with stressors that come from other, and now it's all compounded together, and it's like, all right, I got to fix everybody else's stuff, but once again, who am I forgetting about?
That cup that's getting empty, right?
Me.
Right. We'll stop. You know what? We draw a line in the sand,
Yeah.
and we recognize that we are worthy. He favors us, right? You've seen 100% of your worst days and your toughest days, and you're still here.
Yeah.
So, here comes the cliche. If not now, if not who, if not you, right? If not me, then who, right? So here we are.
Yeah.
He favors you. I'm gonna say that again. And you've been through 100% of your worst days. I saw something on ESPN, a gentleman was talking, he got an award. He was talking about his wife passing, and it's in my phone somewhere, so I always want to go back to it. But a cloud won't stay over your house but so long.
Right.
Because your joy will come in the morning. And we will get you there. We will get you there. I have some comments here that are coming in. You deserve all the love God sends your way. You reap what you sow, and you are truly a sower of love, caring, and encouragement. Coach, what are some, well, we'll get to that question in a minute. I just want to talk more about the support. Love you, Coach Turner. God bless you, brother. This is why I say it was during the season when you started putting the weight back on, he recognized what you went through. Love that we have, Lynn Daring loves that we have the visuals tonight. She can see us. Hey, Lynn Daring, how you doing? Let me take just a second to say that Boston is smoking Toronto right now. It's halftime. They're about like 25 or 30, just so you know. Chrissy, Let's go to break and regroup.
Train like a Spartan. Next Level Lacrosse is dedicated to providing a terrific lacrosse experience that is intensely focused on player development and character formation. Players at all levels will improve significantly through professional coaching and carefully designed training programs that stress proper technique and a tireless work ethic. You'll find us at www.nextlevelspartans.com.
O'Neill Development is a construction, remodeling, and development firm that has been active in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and the Eastern Shore since 1975. O'Neill Development specializes in custom residential work, providing extensive pre-construction and construction services. Find us at www.o'neilldev.com or call 301-840-9310.
With many social events being canceled, the Mid-Atlantic Professional DJ Association is your virtual event and party headquarters. We are the entertainment professionals bringing live DJs, happy hour events, trivia, game nights, and karaoke to a virtual format. Entertain your staff, students, residents, or members with a virtual event. The party begins now. To find out more or to book your next event, visit www.mapdja.com or call 301-942-4500.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a back to take it to you with Turner and O'Neill. That's the beauty of live. We recorded that in the production meeting, and I forgot that was there. I got a cool stat here that I'm going to share. 2020 will be the first year that Adam Vinatieri is not on an NFL roster since 1995. Notable events that happened in 1995, Steve Young leads the 49ers past San Diego in the Super Bowl. The average cost for a gallon of gas was $1.09. Michael Jordan ends retirement and returns to the NBA. The DVD movie discs were invented. The TV show Friends began its second season. Tiger Woods made his PGA Tour debut, and Patrick Mahomes was born the last time Adam Vinatieri was not on an NFL roster. How about that?
Did he retire, or he just didn't know who picked him up yet?
I can't say, sir. I got the stat. Someone sent me the stat.
That's a cool stat.
People, they said exactly. I sent you a cool potential stat.
Yeah.
They always send me stats, so I don't know. I'm just reading stats.
I got to look into it. He's made some big
Well,
kicks.
then you got a Google machine right there. Look it up.
I just enjoyed listening to you talk.
Do you not have the World Wide Web right there in your
95,
hand?
and that's when MJ came
95,
back.
the year you were born? Little brother?
Junior year, I had a great 95 was a great year for me.
Why do you think it was a great year? I'll tell you why I think it was a great year.
Nobody wants to know, but
I can think of one person would like to know.
Steve.
What? There's no. What? You want the ding? We can get the boxing gloves too.
These two.
In 1995 is when I met Paula.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Thank you. Can I get that at least? I met Paula in 1995.
That's good.
Jeez.
That's good. Sparks flew.
What?
Emotions ran high.
Sometimes this stuff gets
Just locked in.
get edited out, but you guys are getting the live right here, right now. All right, we're talking Coach Turner's weight loss journey. We're getting some questions on the feed. We still have some content we want to get to with Coach Turner. But as I said, the Celtics are up 25 on Toronto right now in the playoffs. And Coach Turner is right here telling his story, his weight loss journey. We're going to call this episode Fall Down, Get Right Back Up. Here we go. Mr. Kwame Coleman. We know Kwame. We got your back, Coach. We can help each other. Much love and respect. Steve, I hope you are taking in all of the acknowledgement and support you have out there. Let it fuel you. This is it. Speak on it. Now you're coming to the root of it. They're hearing you. So again, this is more than weight loss. This is more than one person's health or nutritional struggle. You and I spoke a little bit about today's episode. I'd like you to address our listeners and our viewers. Someone is tuning in who has their struggles with weight. In fact, I was talking to someone earlier today who was texting with someone who said they're out of it. They wish they weren't here anymore. Someone's tuning in. It might be weight, nutrition, or anything else. Your mantra, falling down, get back up. What do you want to tell those people who struggle with their own pursuits, whatever those are?
One, I know this. I'm never alone. Like I do know that in the back of my mind. Even though the fixture in me feels like it's me fighting this journey by myself, and I'm sure that's the same way it is for anyone who's fighting any demons, any type of journey that they're trying to get on and maybe haven't been able to find a way to get back on the bike and pedal. Think of something you care about. Whether it's a good friend, it's a parent, loved one, a child. Do it for them. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for them. I know my fight every day to get this right is because of some important people in my life, and that's my kids and my wife, and certainly the rest of my family. But those three folks that I mentioned first, I know I have to be here for the most, and I got to be able to do right by them as much as it is doing right by myself. So figure out what it is, who it is that makes you want to be on this earth, and then dive in and look to those peoples or that thing every single day, and you can get through it. If you don't think you can get through it alone, I'll do what I did the first time when I lost the weight. I put myself out there. Email me, call me, DM me, text me. I'm here to. The fixture of me will never change, so I'm certainly here to support and help anybody else who's going through some struggles. And it doesn't have to just be weight loss, just struggles in life and need a person to speak to or talk to get some things off your chest. To talk to a person who's having to go through some of what you're going through. I'm here for you, and you need to know that. And as much as I also appreciate those of you who are reaching out now and have been reaching out as you've seen me get back on the bike, it means a lot. There's certainly I couldn't do it without you, and it's as simple as the check-in. Like that means more to me than anything, and it doesn't have to be a call to talk to me. I know we all have busy lives. A simple text, a simple DM, a simple like on one of my posts. It lets me know that you're thinking about me, and that you're wishing me well, and that means more to me than anything. And so, but for those who need the help, and trust that there are people out here who care about you, that want to see you do well, want to see you succeed, don't be afraid to lean on them.
I think we take for granted people opening up and reaching out, because again, in the business we're in, it's compete, and trust me, I love competing. You love competing. I love getting these guys firing on all cylinders, but I think it needs to be celebrated. The two parts, reaching out, like you reaching out and putting yourself on this pedestal and saying that I'm opening up on this.
I'm not perfect.
Right, you're not perfect, but then again, celebrating those folks that reach out to you.
Yeah.
We don't celebrate that enough, and we also don't celebrate kids that are open about their fears or problems or issues. And if they come to me now, I'm trying to do a better job, and like, I'm so happy you told me that. I don't have the answers. Here we go with that again, right? I don't have the answers, but I'm happy that you didn't just leave that in there, because now I know a little bit more something about you. You're living your truth. You're being honest. But how I approach maybe the conversations I have with you, that, okay, shoot, I need to check in with this person or more often, or how I coach you, or how I work with that person. So I think we need to celebrate, especially the kids we coach and others, letting us know if something's going on.
Yeah.
Letting us know those fears. Because it's too many times, like, we want you to compete and work hard and get after it, but like, reach out to somebody. So I just want to say that, just kind of celebrate that point.
I'm going to ask you to go one step further. Thank you for your answer on whatever their pursuits are that they may be struggling with. You said find something you care about. The text conversation I was talking about earlier, the person on the other end said they don't feel like they'd be missed if they weren't here. You know, they don't feel like there's anything that they care about. The world wouldn't stop spinning. And I think that the friend who was talking to them made a valid point. The world's not going to stop by that logic if any of us aren't here.
No.
You know, Dow Jones is going to open tomorrow morning. There's going to be a game 3 tonight in the NBA and all that. But for those who don't feel like they have something to, like if it's weight loss, if they feel like, well, no one would care if I, you know, didn't do it. I think we want to appeal to them to, you know, do it for someone else, do it for yourself, do it for your future health. Thanks you for the decisions you're making now. But there are some folks who are, you know, rock bottom, or they feel like they are. Do you have any words for them? Maybe you don't have the answer, I don't know, but do you have any words for them who feel like, well, I don't have kids, I don't have a family that cares about me or friends that care about me. What is it all worth, you know?
That's a tough one, Curtis. Like, I don't know that I have the answer, but as I said earlier, in the last answer was, I'm here. I don't have to know you.
There you go.
I don't have to know you.
Yeah.
I'm a carer of people. I care about people. Doesn't matter who you are. I care about the people who are my enemies. I care about the people who don't wish well for me. I know those demons that walk in front of my face every single day, in my own profession. But I still have a care for them. So the only thing I can say is that there are people out there that care for you. Maybe you just don't know who that is. And I'm putting myself out there. If there is somebody out there that feels that way, that is sitting at rock bottom and just wants to talk, reach out.
You can find us at turnero'neillpodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to spell it out for you. It's important. So all of us in this room, TURNERONEILL podcast, PODCAST @gmail.com. Look, this is not a podcast of 3 guys and a great engineer and Chrissy who just want to talk about whatever and have a bunch of fun. We do care about people. This podcast is more than sports. This podcast is more than my love for the Lakers, his love for lacrosse, and the championships and the success that Coach Turner has had. It's about you guys supporting us, and we support you, and we love what you guys are able to do in terms of, you know, reaching out when you need to reach out, supporting us when we need the support. We've asked for your support. You guys are here on the Facebook Live today. If you have questions, throw questions in the feed or in the chat, because we would like to get to your questions. Coach, what are some things you do to hold yourself accountable? How hard is it to say no to the temptations, especially when you're in public settings?
I think it's easier to say no to the temptations in public settings, especially when you do what I'm doing right now, and like I did the last time, putting myself out there. Like, I think the easiest way to avoid those temptations is to let it be known that you're trying to do something, and you will find out those who care about you, that are gonna reach out, support, gonna push you to do your best. I believe that I'm just a person, for one thing, is that when I really want something bad enough, I'm willing to fight for it. I go back to that 14 to 21, 22-year-old young adult, or young student, young adult, who at that time of his life, there wasn't anything that could stop me. As a person, certainly I felt that way as an athlete. Mm-hmm. If you put me in something, I was gonna succeed. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was my mentality. So when I look at this, I just have to go back to thinking of that younger Steve. We always say sometimes, you ask that question, what would you tell your younger self?
Right.
Well, the younger self would tell the older Steve,
Buck up, let's go.
Get your ass back up.
The younger you are, and I mentioned it too, like I was all about me, right? Not about others. So sometimes, and that's the thing, it's okay to just tell people, no. And I'm still learning that now. It's a tough lesson.
It really is. But the younger me would say, Steve, you fell down. Let's go. Get back up. Let's go. and that's where I'm at in this journey again.
And that's what we're talking about. Fall down, get back up. Coach Steve Turner's weight loss journey. Coach, you wanted to share this with us today. You wanted to be the first time we go live, and here we are, live on Facebook. We're going to take a break, and in just a minute, when we come back, we'll take more of your questions, and we're getting ready to wrap this baby up. Do it, Chrissy.
If you have a question for the fellas, submit your question or show idea right on our website. Go to www.turnerredoneal.com and click Submit Your idea.
Building your brand is an important part of your business growth. By partnering with Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill, you'll gain the exposure and brand recognition behind our podcast. With thousands of listeners, subscribers, and website visitors, your company will benefit from our popularity online and during the podcast. Our partners also benefit from our exposure on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, and Apple Podcasts. Inquire today and let's partner to build your brand.
Homestead Investments. We are a private investment firm providing wealth capital for acquisitions, roll-ups, and management-led buyouts. Visit HomeSteadInvestments.com or call 202-333-1395. Winsight Media, connecting the food and allied retail industries through research, media, and events. Visit www.winsightmedia.com for more info. All right, let's discuss what we have coming up, gentlemen. Next week, when Plan A does not work out, there are plenty of other letters in the alphabet. We're bringing some gentlemen on our show next week who have played at pretty high levels, major schools. It did not work out in the pros, and we're going to talk to them next week. Following that, we're going to talk about recruiting in today's world, choosing the right high school, private school, prep school, or college, not just in general, but now we have COVID. Now we're doing virtual visits, and you guys have witnessed some virtual visits, not as many in-person visits. So what does that recruiting process look like? What can athletes do to prepare themselves? What can parents do to support their student athlete? And what directions should they be going in now? And what should their pursuits be in an effort to find that right high school, private school, prep school, or college? Let's get to some important business. How's Cole doing?
My man Cole, I hope he's listening. Actually, no, he should be studying right now here on a Monday night, with Labor Day weekend wrapping up. He's doing really well. He checks in with us, says hello to his sisters. We certainly miss him, but
Have you seen the credit card bill yet?
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay.
I haven't seen.
I'm waiting on that.
Cole works, man. He worked all summer. He's got money his own money to work on there. Hey, real quick, I just saw something on the Facebook here.
You know what I saw?
Coach Lee Kelly. So real quick, Lee Kelly, longtime rugby coach. Coach Kelly, thinking about you. We miss you. We love you. Stay strong, my friend. Thanks for checking in.
Definitely, Coach.
Excellent.
We my prayers and everything are with you.
Yeah, it's just good. I saw that, and Mr. Greenwood keeps chiming in. He wants a hat.
He always with the hat.
Coach O'Neill, do you own an iron? I'm looking at your shirt. Do you own an iron?
This is a basketball. I wore this in honor of Steve tonight.
I mean, cool, but could you
Wrinkled?
let's just step up to an
It's
iron
Nike
board
Dry
just
Fit.
for fun.
Do you iron a Nike Dry Fit polo?
You can't iron that shirt. It'll burn.
Well, I mean, put it in between some sheets or a towel. I mean, you're all wrinkled. You knew you would be on Facebook Live today. You do that, didn't
I
you?
was going to wear a t-shirt, and Erica said,
you
you should
do-
probably put a polo on.
Erica dresses you?
She helps me out. I can't, there's a lot of things I can't do
She
alone.
needs to help you because I'm looking at how you
Look,
come
I
to
need
the
a lot of
studio.
help. I need a lot of help. So
All right.
maybe we'll do an episode on how much help Coach O'Neill
That's
needs.
how.
But damn, man.
A wardrobe, what do you call it? We have what do you call it? An intervention, a wardrobe intervention is what we need to come up with you.
I need it. All right.
NBA playoffs, what are your thoughts, guys? We're getting some exciting stuff inside the bubble, huh?
Good.
I keep saying, we've had some unbelievable games, some unbelievable performances, and I believe it's all because of rest, no distractions, no travel. And these guys got fresh legs, and you're seeing the best come out of some of the baddest dudes in the game.
And like Tommy Shepard talked about last week, being in that bubble is like them being down at 5-star camp on steroids, right? I mean, a little nicer than that, but they're having fun. they're just having a good time. They are putting up incredible numbers. There's some great matchups. There's been some dramatic finishes. There's been a little give and take with some of the guys, but it's been a lot of fun to watch. Absolutely.
I'm enjoying it.
Where are we with college sports, gentlemen? Maryland has stopped all of their workouts because they've had an outbreak. Where are we with college sports?
Is
The Big Ten,
everybody's on their own, I guess. I mean, what, Navy just played, right? Didn't Navy football play?
Yes.
Who did
Army played.
At BYU. There's been some games. Look, I mean, I see that there was some incredible betting going on some really mid-major teams that people don't normally bet on. I feel like each conference is on their own. They're going to make their decisions. I feel like the Big Ten is regretting the decision they made because they see the ACC, the SEC, and those other, big level football programs are going to play in some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
College sports is just like the rest of, the rest of the country, just trying to figure it out. And I think everybody's trying to do their own thing.
All right, we have some comments here. Coaches, inspiring show. You both are men for others, and now we are men for you. As coaches, we all got help. We all got helped along the way on our journey from players, parents, and other coaches. I know you will accomplish your goal as you have in the past. Very proud that you can talk about this subject with honesty and humility. We are all with you and need you both to continue all you do for the boys at Gonzaga. That is Lee Kelly.
Yep.
That is Lee Kelly.
Man, good man.
Incredible man.
Someone's telling me that you are an awesome listener and care for all. So know that you mean what you say in terms of supporting others. If someone needs your help. We got a ton of people. I want to thank Kwame. I want to thank Leah, Jason Campbell, Carlos. Thank you for watching this evening. Clarinda, thank you for being there. Josh, Daryl, Debbie, Jason, tons of people watching tonight. We appreciate it. Coach, I want you to talk to the people about this journey and what you'd want to leave them with. The mic is yours.
Just what I want to leave them with is that in life, there are always going to be some obstacles. There's going to be these barriers that fall in the way that you don't ever expect it to come. We have to be able to pick ourselves back up, and and when we see our brothers or our sisters not doing that, I think it's important to check in. I think it's important for us to not be afraid to question what we know isn't right, or whether we feel that someone could really use just some encouragement. Let's not be the crabs in the pot. Let's allow ourselves to think of others in ways that we want them to think for us, or think of us, I should say, and be there just to support each other. We got enough crap going on in our world. We got a leader that's got us going all in disarray. Right now is a time in our lives, more than ever, that we need to be able to be there for each other. And if I could ask of one thing for everybody today, that's what it would be. Step up, be there for each other, support each other, even when we agree to disagree.
Coach O'Neill.
I would just like to say that, again, Steve, putting yourself out here today to do this is inspiring. I don't think we say it enough that, you are a great friend. And I think through this podcast, I've learned a lot more about you, which, makes me regret the previous, not regret the previous 15 years. But it was just, it was all about sports, all about our kids and this and that. But it's amazing that when we open up a little bit, how much stronger I think our friendship has become. But I'm so proud of you for doing this tonight. And I just keep thinking about, the balance in that life, that everyone's so focused on certain things, but if we put that balance and take care of ourselves, taking care of our family, thinking about the way the world is, balance. Everybody's so crazy on one side and so crazy on the other side. And gosh darn it, why can't we just have this, if you don't agree with what they say, but try to see where they're coming from and understand. And Clearly this podcast is more than just about, basketball and lacrosse. So thank you for sharing tonight.
And you're welcome.
Love you, buddy.
I appreciate you. Love you too. I just think, piggybacking off of what you just said, Casey, is that, I'm not happy about this COVID. I'm not happy that we're sitting in this pandemic, but it is, and I'll keep saying it is, I think, God's way of telling us to slow down, start paying attention to the things that matter. First and foremost, family, right in your own house, but then about the others that you care about in life, and checking in and being able to be there to support others is why we're sitting in the situation we are in as we deal with COVID-19.
You wanted to be here, we're here. You wanted to go live, we're live. Thank you to everyone who watched with us today. Thank you for everyone who participated in the chat. Thank you for those I don't know who support Coach Turner. Coach Turner, here's where I am with it. We have things that we struggle with in life. I know what it's like to want to be in charge and to want to be the fixer and to help. As you know, I've been in business for a number of years, so I'm used to being in charge. And at some point, it's okay. I learned from someone very, very important in my life that it's okay to be vulnerable. I cannot say her name right now. If someone could send me a text, Helen Poon, that was her name. Helen Poon allowed me to be vulnerable when my mother-in-law was pretty sick. Someone I could lean on. She was there for my family. She works the front desk at the school where my daughter goes to school. Had to take my daughter out of school one day really quickly, and she was just there to listen. So it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to know this is going to be tough, but you are tougher. You've had games you've won that you don't know how you won them. Down by 11 with a minute 38 on the clock, and something happened,
Right.
and you found it within yourself. Your players found it within themselves. Okay? So you've done it before, but sometimes that doesn't help. I've spoken to people who said, I've done it before and I let myself get back here again and blah, blah, blah. But you've done it before, so we know we've climbed that mountain. We know our toughest days, we've been through those. So thank you for bringing your story to this podcast. I'm telling you, there's someone who has heard this that you don't know, that you have positively affected. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite you to become a friend or partner of the program. Go to our website, click Partnerships. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast, Twitter at Turn On Podcast, our YouTube channel, Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Subscribe, follow, like, and add. Spread the word. Of course, we're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you have a question for the show, go to our website, turnerando'neill.com, and click Submit Your Idea. We will do our best to get to everyone's ideas. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for everyone for listening. We'll release this episode on Thursday, but it will be on Facebook immediately. Are you waving to yourself?
I was waving I'm waving to the people out there in Facebook Live. It's my first time.
All right. Face for radio, guys. Face for radio. You can't take him anywhere, can you? Act as if, Casey. Act as if you've been here before.
The audience is finally seeing the weakness of the Jones that are thrown this way each week, so they can see it live.
All right, Hollywood. All right. Thank you, Coach Little Brother Pasta Ariana Grande O'Neill. Thank you, Coach Turner, for sharing your story. DJ Chrissy, repping Gonzaga Lacrosse. She is our engineer. Thank you. Thank you to Paula. Now it's time to get to my quote, which is more sort of a philosophy. The size of your dreams plus the size of your effort and the work you are willing to put in will determine your outcome. Your outcome is for no one else to decide but you. So you can give a minimal effort and minimal results will follow. But when you give maximum effort, I'd be willing to bet your results will evolve into maximum results. Chrissy, pull the plug.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our
Ciao, guys.
partners, sponsors, and donors. Our
Stop picking on
partners, the
Casey.
Tamara Cusick team, Dynamic
Leah
DJ
said that.
Entertainment,
What'd you say?
She
Ray
said
Cruz
stop.
and
Leah said
MCS
stop picking on
Mortgage,
Casey.
Healthy Baller, and Insurance Alliance Group
okay.
LLC.
Keep it up.
Our sponsors, O'Neill Development LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, Peace Players International, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, and Collins Funeral Home.
If you
Our
want to scroll through,
donors,
you can. because
Redwood
we're gonna fill the feed
Investments,
in a minute,
Justin
but you'll be able to go
O'Neill,
back and see it
donor,
again later.
and Winsight
It's got
Media.
10 seconds to render.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Chrissy. All material is the exclusive property of the podcast and may not be copied, rebroadcast, or used in any way without
Love you,
written
little
consent
brother.
of the podcast.
He's
The
not
views,
listening.
ideas, and commentary of podcast
Love you,
guests
little
are
brother.
solely their own and not necessarily endorsed by
Thank
the
you, still hear you.
podcast.
Too late.
You may submit
Too
questions, podcast ideas, and
Wow, what's the
commentary
thing?
to
His name's on there?
turnero'neillpodcast@gmail.com. No compensation is offered
sure
for
she
submitted
No,
material.
she was on.
Should we
I didn't
choose to
realize.
use your idea, comment,
Awesome.
or
Smoking
question,
spots, I know
you
that.
agree to your likeness, social media identity, and/or information being used on the podcast. Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is recorded weekly and distributed via Google Podcast, Spotify, Buzzsprout, Apple Podcast, and other popular podcast platforms. Some portions of the podcast may be pre-recorded. Be sure to
We're
search
at hour
and
31,
subscribe.
guys.
Join us
Very good.
socially on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, and on YouTube. Search Turner
Thanks,
and
Coach.
O'Neill
I
and
have-
subscribe.
No, let me finish.
Our
Thanks.
website is
At least two of my questions you covered in your
www.turnerandoneill.com.
communication, what you were saying.
Partnership
I
I just asked
services
him.
are
Because he wasn't looking at the. I could see what you were going to, and I was like, oh, we just covered.
Right,
it.
he covered that, didn't he?
It was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you guys for allowing me to share.
All right. We ready to pull the plug on Facebook?
Sure.
Thanks for watching Facebook. Anything y'all want to say to the
Can I wave
people?
again? Oh, Steve wave.
All right. Go ahead and take it away, Chrissy. The people want to see what we're doing. There's still 18 people watching.
Hey, what do they want to?
They want to see. They want to see. You want to see me do-si-do? What do they want to see?
Thank you.
Yes, put thank you on the screen, Chrissy.
Quick rock, paper, scissors.
Look at that. Look what Chrissy did on the feed. She put a thank you screen up there.
Hi, Chloe.
You
Hi,
don't have to
Claire.
talk into the mic. You can just say it because it's.
Has it been pulled?
No, it has not been pulled. What's up, Mrs. Turner? Thank you for watching Mama, my Mama, and Mama Carter. That's a heck of a delay, Chrissy. Good night, Erica Sinclair O'Neill. She said good night.
Oh, wait, how come I don't see it?
Yeah, I just saw it.
That's what people are here. It's fine. Who else?
Say good night.
Watching Mama, my Mama, and Mama Carter. Jason Campbell, we'll see you next time, brother.
Every time I hear that name.
Being a quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
What
I
college?
went to
What
school
college
with
did
him.
Jason Campbell go to?
I don't
Quarterback.
watch college football.
Steve.
Huh?
Remember Jason Campbell, quarterback for the Redskins?
Auburn.
I don't watch college basketball or football, really. I watch women's college.
Auburn.
He could have been such a better
He could
player.
have been.
Our organization.
We were in a bad place.
Did the Raiders pick him up?
Wait, I'm trying, but I
Yeah.
really was thinking
Raiders
of
did pick him.
the quarterback that threw to Stephon Diggs was. We just had him last year. He played for.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly.
Boise
what you're
State.
talking about. Oh goodness.
Don't look it up.
Oh, man, I was going to look it up, but I didn't look it up.
I'm not gonna remember it.
Oh, and Vinatieri did not retire. He said he wants to come back at age 49.
But no one's picked him up yet.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to look. He'll.
Skin's gonna pick him up. Might be what you need.
What's up, Leah Turner? We're getting likes and hearts and loves and all kinds of good stuff. Good episode, gentlemen.
Are we still live?
We are still live. You want to take it down?
No.
Afraid the people see what you really look like? They don't see that wrinkled shirt is what they're going to see.
This shirt is not wrinkled.
Chrissy, tell the truth. Is that shirt wrinkled, Chrissy?
But it's made like
It's
that.
made that way, man.
Chris,
This is
can she answer the question? Can she answer? Is it wrinkled, Chrissy? I mean, see,
You can be
you have
honest.
nothing nice to say. Look at her. She's looking off
And
the
she's wearing a Gonzaga Lacrosse shirt.
She's supporting.
I know.
But you're wrinkled. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, man.
I'm
It
not
wasn't
wrinkled.
Cousins, was it?
No, it's not Cousins. Cousins left. They almost swapped when he went to
That's
Minnesota.
right. All right. Here we go.
Oh,
I'm gonna be so mad when I hear this.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Let me see if my man got you.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Don't know it.
What the hell you want?
Who threw the pass to Stephon Diggs?
Casey.
I mean, he was gonna because my man said, y'all both looked it up.
Case Keenum.
Ah, why don't I remember that
You
name?
didn't look it up.
Case Keenum.
Nope, sure did.
You're on our Facebook Live, just so you know.
I still am.
No, we are. No, I'm saying we're on Facebook Live still, so they can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Chris, you can grab a water.
All right,
Yes.
just letting you know. That's probably Paula just texted me saying, you know, you're still on Facebook Live. Bet you that's her.
But yeah, Case Keenum, man.
Case Keenum.
I was sitting right there in the Target Center when that went down.
I was there, fool.
That's right. You sure were.
They were playing Portland.
Playing Portland.
Adam wanted to go to the seats. Adam wanted to watch the big screen, and I'm like, you can take it down, Chris, please.
Bye.
I wanted to go to our seats.